Hey, this is Daniela. I'm doing a video a little bit early since I'm going out of town this weekend up to the mountains with my parents, and I don't know if I'd have a chance to make a video, so I'm doing it now while my roommate's not here. Um, so I was thinking about what I would talk about, and I've been watching the X-Files recently since they're coming back with a miniseries in January, and I'm trying to get all caught up with all 9 seasons. Um, I love the X-Files, but there's a lot of other TV shows I watch, and some days I think, wow, I watch a lot of TV. But part of the reason for that is I've even as a kid, I had a lot of TV shows I watched. But I think a big reason for that is, all right, sure, sometimes it's fun just to veg out in front of the TV, but I just love the stories and the fiction behind that. And I loved being able to just immerse myself in these different stories. And one of the things I like about TV shows um, I always prefer starting from the very beginning and just following the story all the way through until the end. So obviously Netflix has made that a lot easier for me. Um, TV shows are just one example of that. I've also, used to love reading as a kid. I read all the time. And when I got a little bit older, I got a little bit busier around high school and college, so I didn't always read as much. And during the school year now when I'm teaching, it's not always as easy to read, but there is nothing like getting into a good book. I definitely love my TV shows, but there's just something a little bit different about when I can immerse myself into a book. But even in both cases, when I sort of expose myself to the different stories, I feel like I'm actually in the stories myself. Ever since I was a kid, and maybe some other people do this too, I would always imagine myself as like a character in the stories themselves. Like I was friends with Harry, Ron, and Hermione, or totally in the FBI with Mulder and Scully, sort of. Um, and so even though I didn't always have a ton of friends growing up, and sometimes I preferred to be by myself, that never really bothered me too much because I always had my fiction. I always had these fictional characters I felt like I could hang out with and I could look up to and go on adventures with. And so that's why, these different television shows and books were always valuable to me. So even if sometimes it seems like maybe I watch a few too many TV shows, although not always live. Um, I've always found it valuable being able to just immerse myself in these different adventures, and it's just always been a lot of fun. And now that I have, you know, friends as an adult who watch some of the same shows, I also just really enjoy talking about them with people. Um, One thing I do love about books and TV shows and just stories like that is appreciating how they're made now and finding people that also enjoy those as well and being able to talk about like the little details as well as trying to come up with not theories in some cases and just trying to figure out certain elements and asking other people what they thought of that. So that is definitely something that allows me to kind of create a community with people here in the real world. So, what are some books or TV shows that you've always felt connected to, and maybe as a kid or as an adult? So, that's all for now, and hopefully, I'll be back next week. See ya.